So with all this going on, we at the ICO have been thinking, well, how do we fit into this picture? And when we ask the question, what are we here for, we come back to the mission of upholding information rights in the public interest, as I say, promoting openness by public bodies and data privacy for individuals. And that in this current context suggests a number of little strap lines that are worth thinking about. Very 60s, this. What we do is where it's at. But that's true. We're on the spot, in the spotlight. We are at the centre of events. I mean, I don't normally expect to be summoned down from Manchester because the Cabinet Office Minister is launching a strategy. But the answer is the Information Commissioner is part of that story, and so I was there on the panel. So we talk about being the authoritative arbiter of information rights. What's that going to involve in this new context? Well, first of all, if you wondered what that image was for, it's about finding the balance. And then it's about setting the right course. And for the ICO, we have to navigate between a number of competing force fields, directions. I'm mixing my metaphors, am I not? But the different points of the compass. First of all, you've got the ICO's statutory responsibilities. We are there to uphold the Data Protection Act, the Privacy and Electronic Communications Regulations, the Freedom of Information Act, the Environment Information Regulations, the INSPIRE regulations, all this statutory stuff. And yet, on the other pole, there is, I've described it as public policy agendas. At the moment, from the government point of view, it's about transparency, accountability, open data. As we get further down the piece, we might find that governments have other priorities. New governments are always enthusiastic about openness and transparency because it's usually about the sins of the other lot. When you get a bit further down the Parliament, history tells us that governments are not quite so enthusiastic. So the Information Commissioner's Office has to find the right relationship with our statutory responsibilities and the public policy agenda. We are enthusiastic, but we haven't got to be so enthusiastic that we get caught up in someone else's agenda. So that's on one axis. On the other axis, many of you will be concerned about the exciting possibilities of technology and all the new business applications. And your customers, your consumers, and the same is true for the citizen as relating to public services, will be interested but possibly a little bit alarmed about what's going on. Our research suggests that public concern about protecting their data is a very, very top priority. It's really up there with crime and terrorism. Something like 92% of those we surveyed in our annual track said they were very or fairly concerned about the security of their data. So what's the ICO's relationship in these various fields? We can either be a policeman or an enabler. Sometimes we're one, sometimes we're another. It depends on the issue. And in relation to technology and consumers, we are a facilitator and we're a friend. We're a hand holder, perhaps, to consumers. There's an important work for the ICO to do of education and guidance, both to service providers and to consumers. And the Linklaters question yesterday, educator or enforcer? Well, the answer probably is both.